Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison on the Maybelline foundation that I both truly love. So the ones I have here is the Maybelline Matte Poreless Fit Me foundation, and this is a really good foundation. I recently tossed out the shade that I was using because that was 2 shades lighter. They have more of like a golden undertone options, which suits my complexion best. And the other foundation is this Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. Unfortunately, the shade range in New Zealand for this particular foundation is not the best. I find that this looks more neutral as opposed to this one, which has more of a golden undertone. Like, I find that this shade in particular, which is Warm Sun, is the best match for my skin tone. So side by side, you could clearly tell that the Maybelline Fit Me would definitely suit my complexion better as opposed to the full coverage one. I've always wanted to know if these two are comparable or one's better than the other. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. So for primer today, I wanted to use my trusty primer, and this is the CoverGirl Base Business Pore Minimizing Primer. I find that this particular primer works with any foundation that I own. What I'm going to do is to apply this foundation right here on the left side of my face and this foundation on the right side. I recently love applying my foundations with a foundation brush. I find that it saves me so much hassle. This foundation right here is great for normal to oily skin. It has like that technology that blurs your pores. It's supposed to last all day as well. It does not claim to be like long wearing or anything like that, but I find that with my oily skin, it lasts for a really good amount of time, and I am actually quite pleased with this foundation shade that I picked up. This one is in the shade Golden Caramel. The consistency of this foundation is a little bit liquidy. I will do a side-by-side comparison swatch once I finish applying the foundation. So with that thin layer, it evened my skin tone, especially this area right here. It kind of blurred my pores. It didn't really cover up these 2 pimples right here. For an everyday wear, I could easily get away with wearing just this layer, but for the sake of this video, I wanted to build up the coverage to match this foundation right here. So I'm gonna add another few more swipes. Based on the reviews that I have tried previously with this foundation, it said that it's a medium to buildable full coverage, but personally for me, I find that this can only go up to medium coverage. I don't want to pile it on too much because it tends to get cakey, especially around this area right here. So that's 2 layers of foundation. As you can see, it's still pretty visible, like the scarrings I have and also the pimple there. If you compare this side to this side is more of my skin. It's kind of red from like a mixture of allergic reaction and some active acne because I'm on my period at the moment, and this side right here is matching my complexion. It's pretty even, yet it still looks very natural. So I'm going to go and apply this foundation on this side of my face. So I'm just gonna quickly wipe off the excess from this brush. This one has more of a thicker consistency. I feel like with this much on, I could catch up with the coverage that I got on this side right here. Comparing this side of my face to this side right here, as you can see, the color match is not the best, but with that said, with just 1 layer, it pretty much did a good job in covering all my imperfections except for maybe textures, but overall I'm pretty happy with that. It has more of a matte finish. I would say soft matte finish on this side, and this side right here has got more of a natural finish. Typically, I prefer this side right here, especially on summer days, and at the moment I'm a little bit sweaty too, so excuse like if you see a little bit of sheen and stuff, but it's just the weather. Here is my face with both foundations on. So I'm going to just quickly do my concealer, my powder, and brows, and I'll come back to give you an overview and a starting point for these two foundations. So here is the finished look with all my powder and stuff. And if you could see on this side right here, it looks more blur, it looks more natural looking. Whereas this side right here, it is sort of blurred. It's overly matte though. And I find that my dry patches are actually kind of shown, which is usually strange because normally when I apply this foundation, I guess I use like a more moisturizing primer, but then because I really wanted to test both of them, I use a mattifying primer. But overall, I actually kind of like what it looks like. This shade right here kind of oxidized a little bit to the point where both of them match my face already. Quick rundown. Both of these foundations applied pretty good. This one has a lot more coverage as opposed to this one. The consistency is very different. The Fit Me has got more of a liquidy consistency, whereas this one has got that creamy, thick consistency. Fit Me has got no pump at all. So when you were to apply this foundation, you either have to pour it in like a dish or a mixing plate or on your hand, and then chances are you could easily get it in the carpet and whatnot. But I think you could actually fit like a MAC or NARS pump into this bottle, so that could work too. Whereas this one, I really like the packaging. It has a pump, it dispenses enough product for me to cover my entire face. Both of these foundations are very affordable. It's just more of a preference. The time right now is 10:18 in the morning, so I will check back with you guys probably in a halfway point. I would typically wear foundations for about 8 hours, so we'll see how it goes throughout the day and I will let you know my thoughts. Hi beautiful, the time right now is just 12:05 and I've worn this foundation for almost 2 hours, and excuse the mess because it's just so hot at the moment. I was just outside tanning because I really want to test the foundation, but looking at it in the viewfinder, both of them performed quite alright. The Superstay Full Coverage is still pretty matte, but the Matte and Poreless around this area right here, I'm starting to get a little bit shiny, and so as this part of my forehead. That one is wet, so is this one, so just ignore that. But overall, I could get away without touching up really. That's 2 hours and I will check back with you guys at the end of the day. Hi beautiful, the time right now is 7:46 p.m. and I've worn this foundation for roughly 9 hours of wear. I could tell you that both of the foundations perform pretty much the same. I was actually pleasantly surprised with the Matte and Poreless Fit Me foundation. Both of them performed pretty much the same. Mind you, today was a really hot day. I did tan for about 2 hours and then at around 6 p.m. I went to the beach and had a quick dip into the water. This part of my face was wet. I'm actually surprised that nothing separated. So what I'm going to do is to just use a tissue paper to blot. Honestly, I feel like there's no difference when it comes to long lasting in between these two foundations right here. So this side right here is the Super Coverage Foundation and this side right here is the Matte and Poreless. Personally for me, I prefer the Fit Me Matte and Poreless mainly because of the color selection that they have. It's more golden undertone. It does have a blurring effect. As you can see, this part of my face is a little bit blurred compared to this part right here, but if you look at it from afar, they're pretty much the same. Price range, they're pretty much the same. I do love the fact that the Superstay Full Coverage Foundation is very full coverage. I would typically just need one full pump throughout my face and it will cover literally everything. It lasts me throughout the day. I feel like if I were to wear it and push it to about 12-hour mark, this foundation would last a little bit longer, hence the claim 24 hours. It is entirely up to you which one you prefer. Now I feel like both of these are geared towards normal to oily skin, but if you have more of a drier skin, this would be a little bit better for you to try as opposed to this one right here. So If you guys have tried both of the foundations, let me know your experience. Let me know which one you prefer. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye!